So when we started the process after the launch of the policy, the first batch that we put in place processes to procure were 6,607,095 packs. Now it is this that was captured in the budget. And because the budget had also stated the total amount allocated, Vincent Assafuah and his colleagues did what the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, described as shop bar arithmetic. They simply just took the 292 million Ghana cedis and divided that by the 6,607,095 packs, and they got the resultant erroneous figure. So, point we made is this. The second batch was being procured when the budget was prepared. So logically, that could not have been included in the budget because it wasn't completed. But as I speak to you, the full total of 12,208,340 sanitary pads have been procured and distributed. Now, in the procurement processes, we were given specific instructions to procure from local manufacturers. That was strictly adhered to. They claim that the sanitary pads were procured at 45 Ghana cedis has been debunked. If you look at the total number and divide that by the 292 million Ghana cedis. But to add to this, we made it part of the process that those who were going to win the bids competitively, as it was, to procure and supply these parts, were going to supply the parts inclusive of the cost of transportation. So there was no different allocation for transport outside of what we had calculated as the unit price. Moro, you and I know that Ghana is a vast country. So you have where I come from, the Upper East region, where I'll be going later today to prepare to receive people like you to help me mourn my late pastor, Father John Clement Apaak. We have Upper West region, where Shamima comes from. We have Northeast, where Dr. Baumia comes from. So the arrangement was that those who had won bids to supply to these distant locations far away from the manufacturers, who were largely here in the national capital, they were given a unit pack price, and a pack has 12 pieces of 24 Ghana cedis. That is the high end, and that includes the cost of transportation. Okay. Now, those who were to supply schools in Greater Accra, Eastern, and even Ashanti, they were given a unit pack price of between 18 and 20 Ghana cedis. So Accra, for example, those who won the bid to supply in Greater Accra, their unit price per pack was 18 Ghana cedis. And then Central, Western North, and the others was 20 Ghana cedis. So there was no way, it has never happened, it will never happen. And look, the minister had authorized the bureaucrats in the ministry to furnish anyone who had put in a request through the RTI for documentation regarding the processes to do with the procurement and supply of sanitary pads. The multimedia group of companies also put in a request, and I know that that has been duly honored. Okay. So if Vincent says that he put in a request and has not been honored, I don't know who he wrote his letter to. He may have to send it to me, and I'll make sure that this information that I am providing is made available to him. Nothing fishy happened. Nothing crooked happened. Everything was done above board. We would maintain integrity. we will do due diligence, and we would maintain an open and an accountable governance system as promised by His Excellency.
Okay.
And these are the facts of the matter.
All right.
The minister had cause to challenge Vincent on the floor of Parliament on the very same day that he made this outrageous claim. That was when minister referred to his arithmetic as chop bar arithmetic. They continue to push this false narrative. Okay. The minister calls me to address the media in Parliament. On the floor of the same Parliament, their deputy majority leader also sought to repeat the same lie. Fortunately, I was there and I confronted her with the facts. So this issue is settled. Nobody procured and supplied sanitary pads at 40 Ghana cedis, 45 Ghana cedis. The high end based on distance was 24 Ghana cedis, and those that were closer to the sources was 18 Ghana cedis.
And
these are the facts.
I need clarity. Were all these sanitary pads procured locally or they were imported?
We were given instructions to procure them locally, and that is what we did.
Okay.
If Vincent had a contractual agreement with some other producers locally who did not get the opportunity, perhaps because their bids were not competitive or they had no records, he should say it and stop making excuses.
All right. And Doc, you have all the necessary documentations to back everything you've told us this morning, because I'll be coming to you.
You can be assured of that.
All right.
I speak as a vandal. Our motto is troop stance.
Okay. Doc, now
and
go
so
there,
is the minister, and so is the president.
Okay. Doc, now go there. Now go there, Kware.
Now go there, Abuchi.
Okay, Shidi, have a good day. Have a good day.